Okay, good morning, friends and Pamafut. Today, Baya, Mbak Nadia, and I want to presentation about the Hari Susil case. It's about moral leadership and family business succession. Next.
So let's start with a brief case summary. So when Ari Cecil started his business in fishery, his goal was only to feed his family. He never imagined that his company would become one of the most powerful firms in Indonesia. And more than 50 years after its creation, the company has developed many subsidies from mining to agriculture and launched several social plans that had a considerable impact on many people's lives in Indonesia and abroad. So, if the company has managed to do well since it was established, it is thanks to its familial roots and, most importantly, the central role of Ari Susilo, who managed to lead in an open way and trust people he has been working with. This is why the question about its succession is at the core of the company's main preoccupation, and the company needs a leader that will able to continue Sosolo's legacy in a world full of new challenges. So first, let's start discussing some ethical actions. So systemic, the sector group played a huge role in the development of the Indonesian economy. The group indeed helped promote agriculture and fishery mainly. Through cooperative small businesses in the food industry developed their activity, thus promoting the development of the local economy. For example, Indonesia became the world leader in terms of cashew nuts production, and it has been mainly thanks to the company. Thanks to his business, Hari Susilo also helped Indonesia in building good relations with China, especially through his participation in several diplomatic groups like promoting the restoration of diplomatic relations, whose goal was to create long-term bonds in many fields such as economic, politics, and culture. Now, in terms of organizational actions, so when business difficulties arose, the company helped many farmers when they invested in machinery in order to develop the cashew nuts production. And at the time, the business could have sunken after the error in estimation, thus in production. But instead of giving up the cashew production, Harry Cicillo started creating little partnerships with farmers from all Indonesia and distributed free seeds to improve the farmers' production and life quality. The SECO group also promoted many social activities. They invested a lot in many different causes, and this had a huge impact on the development of local groups and communities, which helped the economic growth of Indonesia in the long term. And thanks to this financial help, people left poverty and more children were able to attend school thanks to scholarships for students in need. The company also made numerous donations and had implications in social projects, not only in Indonesia, but with Singapore, for example, through a retirement center. And finally, the individual actions. So, thanks to its familial organizations, members were able to work in the company thanks to their own skills, and people competences were optimized. The best example is Fina Huang, Harry Cecilo's daughter. She chose to join the family company after experiences in other firms And even after building her home business, she brought a new way to make business thanks to her degree in business administration at Boston University. And she later became the president of the board of commissioners of the Secker Bummy, which is a subsidiary of the Secker Group. And she was indeed able to establish a strong leadership in the company, and she seems to be one of the most serious candidates to be the leader from the third generation of the company. So now we'll see why those actions are ethical.
So I want to explain about the utilitarianism. So as we know that utilitarianism is basis of cost and benefit will impose on society. So Hari and his company action are basically from our group's perception are right from an ethical point of view because the benefits is actually are greater than the cost. So there are some benefits that created by Hari and his company uh, for the government and society. So the first one, the benefit is the company is actually created more than 24,000 jobs for farmers. And then the company also brought foreign exchange earning for the government. And through hard work, the company reached a massive increase in cashew nuts production, leading to an increase of the farmers' income. So, as the result of Hari and the company hard works, Indonesia became one of the world's biggest exporter of cashew nuts. Besides, the company and Hari also created charity programs for local schools for the student and local orphanages. Next. So we also view from the justice perspective. First, from distributive justice, uh, is about the distribution of benefits and burdens. So Hari actually divided 50% of the shares equally to his family, and then he also offered all the employees the opportunity to receive higher training and education to improve the employees' productivity and knowledge. Then from the social justice, uh, is about how the Hari and the company distribute according to need and ability. So Hari basically not just focusing on his business, but he also grew up with the value of giving back to society, and he applied his value for his company as well. Next. We think that based on the capitalist justice, uh, from Hari hard works, he actually should had the profit have the profit which match with his effort and contribution. So Hari invested a huge amount of energy, his time, and his money to build his company. So from our group perspective, it is actually fine if the goal of Hari Suselo is to make his company achieve sustainable success and get huge profit from those. And then next, from the rights perspective, we see from two perspectives, which are legal rights and human rights. From legal rights, we see that Hari Susilo is what we call it is the one of the leader who applied his knowledge is about the 7 level of social learning network. So he applied his knowledge through his setbacks and challenges while he running his business. So one of his value is about how to follow the law from the government to run his business. So that is why he actually applied about how to manage his business in the good corporate governance. And then from the human rights, it's about the story from the Harry after this investment in the his investment in the mid of 1970. Hari Susilo actually found that the actual production of cashew nuts was for less than the reported amount. So Susilo didn't give up the cashew nuts because of the potential investment failure. Instead, he cooperated with farmers from various islands, offering them free seeds to improve cashew nut production, and also he offering the farmers quality of life. Next will be presented by Bella.
Okay, next. Okay, next that we can see from a caring perspective. We believe that what Mr. Hari did is ethical, right? And from our group discussion, we determined that there are 5 things that he did based on a caring perspective. First, he gave his brothers enough space to contribute to the company, which is PT Scar Group. So he didn't utilize his authority to take profit for himself. He was very caring with their brothers to took also participate in their business. And the second one, even Susilo is had busy activities, he still take time to spend time with his family, especially with two daughter. We can see that Mr. Hari is a father figure who cares and responsible for his family. And then he also sponsored the construction of a retirement center in Singapore, and he made various donations to Singapore Indian development. Moreover, he works closely with farmers from various islands, and he offers farmer nut free of change to improve cashew nut production and the quality of life of the farmers. So from these activities verify that he was also responsible not only with their benefit, their revenue, their business, but also in communities around the company. Next. Okay, the last ethical view is ecological ethics, where ecological perspective is a concept how Mr. Hari interact to take care and consider about the environment, and where the company provides an eco-friendly method that use advanced technologies to protect surrounding areas and also address global environment problems. Also, the company Scar Group makes innovation in seawater filtration technology and improvements in shrimp varieties to avoid marine pollution. Okay, next. Okay, this is a way that Hari and his company have done for the future impacts. So the first, Susilo developed his company based on integrity and responsibility to people and society, or it relied on the power of love. So he persuade that his employee to not only think about the revenue, but also how manage connection between us. And Hari Susilo instills a value to his family about how to live in harmony and work together so the company will last forever and create a huge positive impact for the society. And the last one, Susilo adjusts the decision making process by centralizing his decision making process. For example, holding quarterly shareholder meetings, board of director meetings, management meeting, and family meetings, and all meetings conducted regularly. And he think that doing it frequently will have a positive impact for the long term, especially for the company, for evaluating company's performance, creating good relationship with shareholders, and also knowing up-to-date company information to see is that need evaluation or not for the company. Next. Okay, thank you, Thank you, Pak Mahfud and friends, for your attention. Hopefully, our presentation will be beneficial for you all, and see you next week.